The Kimber Pro Raptor II, let's check it out. Kimber's known for making really high quality 1911s. The fit and finish of Kimber firearms to me is excellent, and they've always been just kind of a cut above. And in the 1911 world, that says a lot because there are a lot of different companies that put out 1911s. But there's something about the finish, the feel, that has always really appealed to me. Now, this is actually my first review of a Kimber 1911, and this is from a good friend of mine, Michelle, who is very proud of this gun, and I understand why. I mean, we had a great time at the range with this little commander size 1911. I mean, it's just got that really solid feel to it, and we're going to look at a lot of the features with the back strap and the front strap and the grips and being able to really hold on to this. Now, Kimber a few years ago was having a few quality control issues, but since that time they have really stepped up their game, and so it's good to see Kimber putting out some really excellent firearms. Kimber Pro Raptor II. Again, this is a loaner from a good friend of mine, and 1911 and 45 commander length. It's one of my favorite, absolute favorite guns. I definitely carry polymer frame striker-fire pistols predominantly, but I do like to carry a 1911, and these have just proven the test of time. This design, again, it's been around since 1911, you know, and there's a lot of upgrades to this pistol and a lot of others that really have brought it forward, and these are just as popular as they ever have been. Let's go ahead and drop our magazine. We have an 8-round magazine, and the chamber is empty. This is marked Kimber. There's actually a couple of holes there, so you can put on a base pad if you want, and this will fit any of your 1911 magazines. Nice stainless steel, and of course the Pro Raptor II, this version is all stainless steel. They do make it in the blued model as well. Now, this is the commander length. That means it's a little bit of a shortened down from the government, and this is a 4-inch barrel. Here you can see that it is oversized, and so it fits really nicely into the slide. And we're going to go ahead and look at that, because and the barrel's pointed straight at my camera. It's not at my face. But there is no play at all. In fact, there's no play in this pistol, period. I mean, it is a solidly built firearm. And that's one of the keys with the 1911 is you want something that is very finely fit and yet will not impede reliability. As you know, if you get something too tight, it can affect reliability. But from what we've seen with this one, I mean, it is really reliable. It is a match grade barrel as well, and you can see that it does have a full-length guide rod, so it doesn't have your barrel bushing system. Now on the slide, we have roll marks. They're beautiful, and it's just very well done. I mean, the finish on this gun, again, guys, is just impeccable. These grips, they're beautiful. They look like snake scales. And then, of course, you have your Kimber logo right here. Now, this is out of the Kimber Custom Shop, and there's a lot of refinements to this handgun, especially the hand-fitted barrel. So you're not going to get any kind of play at the front. But all the fitting is just beautiful. I mean, everything is lined up, everything is designed well, and so it's just going to lend itself to really good accuracy and good reliability. And so that's one of the things about a 1911, guys. If it is tuned right, they are excellent to carry. Yes, you are limited to 8 rounds, but you know, definitely in 45, and then 10 rounds with 9mm. It is an all steel frame, so it is fairly heavy, but it definitely gives you a good solid feel when you're at the range. Very controllable and definitely very pointable. It's just one of the things about a 1911, guys. If you've never had a 1911, I highly recommend it. It's just almost a different world compared to all the polymer frame striker fire pistols that we have out there, or even the single action, double action semi-automatics. It does have these scallops across the top of the slide, and that's just going to cut down on any kind of glare. And then we have the Raptor serrations right here, and this is something that only Kimber does. It's actually a patented. And guys, it is really easy to grab those serrations. I mean, you can feel it. And it's got a 22-pound mainspring or recoil spring. And so that definitely, you know, is pretty tight to pull back. But yet it lessens a little bit of the recoil. And it is, again, a full-length guide rod. So we'll take a look at that when we get ready to break it down. The grips are zebra wood, and they have this scale pattern all the way throughout. It's very nicely textured. The big thing is your grip is from the front to back on your grip. It's not on the side, but it definitely helps, and it gives you a little more texturing right there in the palm of your hand. Now, the mainspring housing at the back is checkered, but it is a polymer mainspring housing, which a lot of people use those. And then we have the checkering that's similar to the slide right here on the front strap. And again, guys, it's really aggressive. And when you have this in your hand, you have a lot of confidence because it fits in your hand very well, which leads us to the beaver tail. And it's a high ride beaver tail with a memory notch. One of the things about this, guys, if you've ever shot them with the little Tang beaver tail or the Tang grip safety, it does make a huge difference for that grip safety. Also, we have a Delta style or skeletonized hammer, and it has a blued finish on the top, but then stainless on the sides. Then we have our sights. They are a 3-dot sight. They are tritium, and this is what they call their tactical wedge sight, very like Novak style sights. And then of course the front sight is dovetailed in, and I really like that better than it being staked, which I used to hate changing those out. And we have an ambidextrous safeties on either side, and they are extended. And it also has a little bit of an extended mag release to be able to drop those out, and they do jettison out really well. It does have a bevel right here at the mag well, so it's going to make it a little easier to slide those mags in. A skeletonized aluminum trigger, and it is match grade. And of course the checkering on your slide stop. And as far as trigger action, a little bit of take up. I mean, it's probably 1/8 of an inch. Then a very crisp break. Reset right there. Very quick reset. Guys, that trigger is beautiful. Okay, we're going to check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells, and I have to depress the grip safety. 4 pounds, 1.4 ounces. 4 pounds, 3.9 ounces. According to the Kimber website, it says between 4 and 5 pound trigger pull. And one thing about the 1911 is that they are very safe to carry. One of the big reasons is the grip safety. It has to be depressed for the trigger to be able to be pulled. Otherwise, and we'll go ahead and cock our hammer, you can't pull that trigger. It locks it. And so once I depress that grip safety, then I can fire it. Now, the way I typically carry is what they call cocked and locked. So I take my magazine, load up my 8 rounds, place it into the grip, rack the slide, and the hammer's in the full rear position. Then I just engage my safety. And now this is ready to go. It's not going to fire. I've got to have my hand on the grip safety. Then go ahead and disengage my safety, and then we're ready to fire. And so it is, again, a very safe way to carry. And guys, I've been shooting 1911s since I started really shooting firearms, and used to do a lot of competitive shooting. And one of the things about the 1911, it's very pointable, and it's really easy to get on target. It's thin, you have a high grip on your pistol, and so it's really controllable. And whether you go with a 45 or 9mm, which honestly 9mm has now surpassed the 1911 in the most popular caliber. Personally, I'm a big fan of 45 though. That's what it was designed around, and man, I love the way 45 shoots. The weight on the Pro Raptor II, 2 pounds, 3 ounces. It's definitely an all steel pistol. We're going to be using the Kimber mag that came with the Pro Raptor II. We're also going to be using a Wilson Combat mag. We really appreciate Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. All made here in the USA, #1 supplier of ammunition in the country. Also, we appreciate Lula loaders. These are very versatile. In fact, it'll do double stack or even single stack mags. This one holds 8 rounds. Now, commander size 1911s are some of my favorites. That's what I started out with, and then I moved on to a number of different Colt 1911s. Used to do a lot of competing with IBSIG matches and IDPA. And guys, I have shot a lot of 1911s. In fact, I cut my teeth on 1911. But one of the things about the Kimber, even over the Colts, is the fit and finish is just excellent. And it does have a lot of quality features. Now, with this Raptor II, you know, the grip with that front strap, the way it's textured, just that mainspring housing that just solidly seats into your hand. And even the grips with that snake scale kind of pattern to it. It gives it a good solid feel to this 1911. And then, you know, you have your commander size slide, so it's coming back. It's a little less mass than your government model, which honestly I prefer. I prefer a little bit shorter slides, typically, especially for concealed carry, which this makes an excellent concealed carry pistol. A little big from a lot of the striker fire pistols and the weight. But man, this on your hip, it gives you a lot of confidence in 45 ACP. Now, when it comes to 45 ACP, you know, it is a little stout. To me, it's more of a push, where a 9mm is a punch. But I love the recoil impulse of the 45 ACP. And with this handgun, because of the grip texturing, it allows you to keep full control of the pistol. Now, as far as reliability, we shot about 500 rounds. We did have one malfunction, and it was just a failure to extract. Otherwise, the gun shot just extremely well. We were shooting the standard Kimber magazine, but we also had a Wilson Combat magazine. But overall, again, one of the things I love about this gun is just the fit, the finish. It's just beautiful. And man, 45 coming out of the end of that barrel, I just love it. And then it comes to accuracy. And with the way this barrel is set up, it's bound to be accurate. Now for disassembly, we're going to drop our magazine, check to make sure the gun is empty. This is a full-length guide rod, so we break it down a little bit differently than we do other 1911s. We're going to bring back our slide, engage our slide stop. In the guide rod, there is a small little hole right there. We're going to take a small little paper clip. We've clipped it off, just fit it down into the hole. And then we're going to release our slide stop. Next, take your slide stop, push it out from the other side, and pull it out. And then go ahead and just bring that slide right off. Now we've captured the mainspring, and then we have our barrel, and we pull it out from the front. You got to drop that little link, barrel link, then it comes right out. You can see where the barrel has been oversized, and this definitely increases your accuracy because it mates really well with the slide. Guide rod, here it is captured, and again, you have to depress this all the way back, and that's the reason why we have to use this little paper clip. The fit and finish inside this handgun is just excellent. It's Kimber quality. This one has been shot quite a bit, but still you can see that it's a beautiful handgun. And then again, with the frame, same thing. I mean, they're just well done inside and out. Definitely not as easy as your striker fire pistols to disassemble, but still not a big deal. Now we're going to go ahead and drop our barrel link again, put it back into the slide, and then we'll bring the barrel link up. Take your guide rod, slide it in. Bring the slide back over the frame. And look through this hole to make sure your barrel link is in place, and I go ahead and put my slide stop in. Now right here, you want to make sure you don't scratch your frame. And there's a little detent. We just pop it up like that, and it goes right into place. If you see scratches right here, it's called an idiot scratch, and you have to be really careful when you're putting that in. Now we're going to go ahead and engage our slide stop just like this. We're going to remove that paper clip. Got it in there pretty solid. And then just release your slide, and we're back in business. As far as pros and cons, for a 1911, this is excellent. And Kimber has had some issues in the past with a little bit of quality control. They got that under control from everything that I understand, and they're putting out really excellent firearms. But one of the big things about the Kimber is just the appearance. I mean, they are so well made. Their finishing is just excellent. I have a lot of experience with Kimber, but not necessarily with their 1911s. But I did just get a Kimber 1911. We're going to be testing it and shooting it. And I'm really looking forward to getting it out to the range. But this has been just an excellent firearm. Now, one of the things, again, about this particular pistol, as far as a carry pistol, it is all stainless, so it does have some weight to it. It is limited to 8 rounds, again, with the 45. And it is a fairly large pistol compared to a lot of the Striker Fire semi-automatics that are out there. But there's something about the 45, guys. You know, it served through World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and is even serving U.S. forces today. And also a lot of police units really like the 1911, especially those that go into high-stress situations. It's really comforting to have a 1911 on your hip. Now, as far as price, these retail for $1,468. They are not cheap, but this is out of the custom shop from Kimber, and so there's a lot of refinements to this pistol. Again, the hand fitting of the barrel, the fit and finish of this handgun is exceptional. And there are 1911s that are considerably more expensive than this. And to be honest with you, I don't think that they're a lot better. And to be honest with you, I don't know that they could be any better because these are really well-made guns. So guys, if you like 1911s, Kimber is one of those pistols that just stands above the rest. I mean, there's a lot of really high-quality 1911s out there for sure. But Kimber's been in the 1911 business for decades. And the quality and the finish, honestly, is unsurpassed. It's just one of those barbecue guns, but yet, if you need it, this also makes a great self-defense option. And the Pro Raptor II is really an exceptional firearm. And again, I want to thank Michelle for letting me borrow and experience this Kimber Pro Raptor II. It's been awesome. Now, we really appreciate Sportsman's Guide for being one of our sponsors. And they give a $20 off every $100 or more purchase using Sootch, no 00. And they have all kind of outdoor related, camping, hiking, firearms, you name it, they've got it. But one thing that I use them probably the most for is their military surplus from around the world. And if you join their buyers club, you get a better price and you get free shipping on most items. So check out Sportsman's Guide, it's a great resource. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Very uniform finish on the what? Very uniform finish on the something, the pistol. And then also the mag release has been extended a little bit to let you drop those mags. And so then I've got to release my trigger. It's just a quality piece.